What are checks and balances? Hello, this is Reinhard von Hennigs. Checks and balances is a principle in the government under which separate branches of the government are empowered to prevent actions by the other branches, and all those branches share their power: legislative, executive, and judicative. The United States Supreme Court ruled within 1 week 2 times against the government in almost a mind-breaking situation where the so-called conservative justices sided against the government and sided against actions which were taken by the current government. The 5-4 ruling, which was written by Chief Justice Roberts regarding DACA. DACA is the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. And while many folks are surprised that the so-called conservative majority ruled against the government, here is what Chief Justice Roberts said, which is worthwhile to muse about. Chief Justice Roberts said, "We are not to decide whether DACA or its rescission are sound policies. The wisdom of those decisions is not of our concern. We address only whether the agency complied with the procedural requirement that it provide a reasoned explanation for its action. So therefore, it failed this test. It was consequently that the United States Supreme Court stopped and blocked the removal of the DACA proceedings, which means children and adults who arrived as children here without their consent are safe from immediate deportation." Why it matters is that it shows how checks and balances in place enable a society where the rule of law can be enforced and where the decisions by the United States Supreme Court are here not necessarily to set aside law, but are here to check whether the intent of the Constitution is kept. And one of the intents of the Constitution is clarity and precision of its procedures, which is missing here. The other case where I mused only a few days about was, again, a decision where the majority of the court decided against its presumed supporters. So what we have here is a brilliant way to see that the United States Supreme Court, as political as it may be seen by many outside there, is not as political. Their job is to enforce the law, to set the law, to recreate the law, whatever the judicative has to do. But it is definitely not a prolonged branch of the president.